back to my channel, folks, and today I'm cooking fried chicken wings. Now, Army, if you're watching, this is for an Army. It's for JodyUnapologeticlymeWest. She's one of my day ones, always watching my cooking videos and my BTS videos, and she is definitely an Army through and through. I don't know if you remember, Jody, a while back we had a conversation about chicken wings, and it's been on my mind for the longest. Like, they're so easy to do, so I wanted to show you my simplest recipe for making fast ass chicken wings. So hopefully next time we chat, you would have made these chicken wings and they are a success. It's real easy to do, and I'm about to show you how to make them delicious. Alright, now let's get into it. Before we start on our chicken, I'm going to go ahead and pour my grease in to get the grease started. I'm using vegetable oil, but you can always use whatever oil you like. Peanut, corn, canola, whatever is your preference. Okay, we want to pour this up halfway. This pan is large enough to cook 3 whole chicken wings, and I'm using chicken wings from Meyer, so them bad boys are huge. So what I want to do is put that halfway so that as it cooks, it don't overflow and, you know, spill onto the eye there. Now, also while this is doing that, if you're using a stainless steel pan like me, you're going to see those lines forming at the bottom of your pan. That's normal. That's the heat coming through the stainless steel warming up the grease. Okay, now while the grease is warming up, I'm going to get my chicken wings rinsed off, and I'm going to pin the wings back behind the drumstick, and I'll be able to show you what I mean. So, Jody, this is real easy to do. Let's get it cracking. Okay, now you see how the wing is pinned behind the drumstick? That's what I mean when I say I'm going to pin it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to evenly coat all these chicken wings with the seasonings, okay? And we're starting off with some onion powder. I can't tell you the teaspoons and all that because it's basically an even coat. We're going to do onion powder, and up next, we're going to get the garlic powder on. And again, we're going to do an even coat of all these, just like that. All even. You can put as little or as much as you like. It's totally up to you. Now with the seasoning salt. Now if you're watching your seasoning salt, don't put as much as I'm putting. They also have Lowry seasoning salt with low sodium. But I like to put a little extra seasoning salt because you want to make sure your wings are well salted. You know, and that's that Lowry's. Up next, we're going to use the ground black pepper, and we're going to do the same thing, an even coat amongst the wings. This is 6 wings, but just to show you, at the end, I'll probably just do 1, just to break it down, because if you got 1 chicken wing, you got them all. But yes, an even coat. Okay, and you don't have to use these seasonings. I'm using the smoked paprika just because I like the little oomph it gives my chicken wings. Make sure you evenly coat that too, and it gives it a beautiful golden flavor. Or excuse me, a beautiful golden color. So that's about enough right there. Okay, now at this point, we're going to flip these over and season them again. Okay, for all you, oh my gosh, you're using a raw hand, people. I'm put on the glove, and now I'm about to massage the seasoning into the chicken wings. This ensures even coat, but if you ain't got no glove, don't worry about this part. This for them people that be whining all the time. And the next step is we're going to season our flour. I'm using a Ziploc bag, but you can use it old school style with a plastic bag, a paper bag, and whatever apparatus you can use to mix some stuff up. I've seen people use some of these containers with the red lids on it. Put the flour in there, season it, and shake it up. Whatever you got to shake up your flour in your chicken is good. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my flour and go ahead and insert that in here. Pour some of that in there. Now you don't want to pour the whole flour in there. You want a good amount just to coat your chicken. You know, I'll probably do 3 pieces. I don't think I'm going to do all 6. I'm going to do about 3 pieces, so that should be about enough right there. Okay? And then our next step is to season our flour. I'm going to come out with the onion powder. I'm going to add some of that ground black pepper. Now, we ain't going to over season it. We're just adding a little bit to taste to season the flour. You don't want to put a whole lot. I'll say about a teaspoon. Up next, I'm going to come through with a little bit of that Lawry's. Now, not too much, because we did put Lawry's on the chicken. So you don't want to over salt your flour. And of course, you got to add that garlic powder. I'll say again about a teaspoon. Maybe a tablespoon if you're frying more. And I'm going to add a little more onion because I don't think that was enough. Yeah, just a little bit. But you don't want to over salt or over season your flour. That's a no-no. Because if you do that, it's going to be real salty on your chicken. You just want to add a little extra and then we're going to shake it up. That way it's incorporated evenly in your flour. Okay, now we're about to put our chicken into our flour. Okay? Now, we're only going to do about 3 pieces, so I don't want to overcrowd the bag. So, if I do decide to cook all 6, I'm going to do 3 at a time. Again, you don't want to overcrowd the bag because then you won't have an even coat on the flour. Okay, let's stick that in there. Now, check out that coat. You see how evenly coated that is? That's what I'm talking about. So, if you do decide to do a whole pack, make sure you have a little more flour so everything can be coated evenly. Other than that, it's on and popping. I'm going to get this bag closed up and then we're going to get our shaking on with the flour to make sure it's even coated. Okay, let's get it shaking. Now, some people like to dip their chicken in buttermilk and egg and all that other shit. That is absolutely unnecessary. Okay, but if you got time, by all means go for it. But check this out. I'm about to show you how evenly coated this is without all that extra shit. Because like I said, I like to do my stuff fast, easy, and delicious. Okay, so let me show you. Look at that. You see how evenly coated that is? Now, if you're into crispy, extra crispy chicken, it is a good idea for you to coat it with the buttermilk and the egg and then dip in the flour and all that stuff. But look, I like to do things fast, easy, and delicious. I ain't got time for that. Now, by this time, we switch back to our grease. I can tell the grease is ready. But for those of you that don't know how to fry chicken, to test your grease, guess what you add? Let me grab this right quick. A French fry. Stick that fry in there, and if that fry start to cook, your grease is ready for your chicken. Okay? Now, if you don't have French fries, if there's a fatty piece on your chicken wing, you can drop that in, see if it starts to fry, or even grab a little skin off the wing tip to see if it fry. And that's how you know your grease is ready. Okay, now when you put your wings in your pot, make sure you put them in there gently. Don't plop them in there, okay? Because then that can cause some problems. Okay? Usually I can put 3 wings inside this pot, but because they're from Meyer and Meyer got them huge chicken wings, I'm only going to be able to do 2 at a time in this pot. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes later, and we're going to check the color of the chicken. Now, as you can see, as I'm stirring it, the wings are floating. So they may float at 10 minutes based on your stove. It depends on what kind of stove you got and how fast your number 5 heats the grease. And you could say at this point, when they start to float, the meat is done. However, the chicken is still light-skinned. Okay? Now, what you want is a golden crispy crust. You don't want the light skinned chicken. Okay, so we can let these cook for about 10 more minutes, get them a beautiful golden brown, and then they'll be ready to eat. But when the chicken do float, you can take it out and eat it now, but it ain't gonna be at the best, okay? It's not at the best at all. And also, like I said, we're at the 10-minute mark. What I want you to do, it takes a total cook time of 20 minutes for completely done chicken. At each 5-minute point, make sure you stir your chicken. You see how I just stirred it in the pot? Because I'm using a stainless steel pan here, you don't want it to stick to the bottom. And when you have heavy drumettes like that, they will lean more towards the bottom of the pan while you're cooking. By stirring it, you make sure it doesn't stick. So if you're using a stainless steel, remember at every 5 minutes during your 20-minute cook time, make sure you stir them shits so they don't get that black burnt crust on them. You want a nice golden brown. Alright? Alright. Okay, now it is officially 20-minute mark here. Look at that golden caramel crust on there. Look at that. And also you can see that roaring bubble fry is down. You know, let me pull this one out. I don't know if you can see it with the camera light. It still looks a little light skin in the camera. But look at that. Right there, that golden caramel crust that I'm talking about. That's what you want to get. And you can see the one on the napkin there. It's got that caramel crust as well. I'm going to put these on a napkin, let the oil drain, and then I'm going to go ahead and set my plate up. Okay, now it's time to get into it. I went ahead and threw some french fries into the grease. I mean, the grease was piping hot. I figured, why not? Do some fries in there and add a little bit ketchup to the plate. You know, make it a full plate for you guys. Total cook time for these chicken wings is 20 minutes. And like I said, at each 5-minute mark, make sure you stir the chicken wings in the grease. Now, the key to having beautiful golden wings is to remember, at the point when they float, the meat is done. Those last 10 minutes is to get this golden caramel crispy color. If you like it darker than that, by all means go for it, but be careful not to burn your grease and not to burn the wings. Jody, these are going to be delicious. It's a fast, easy recipe. You're going to knock these out the park. Watch. If anybody else in the comments know a better way to check when your wings are done, let me know, because I always say when they float, they done. Okay, now let me get a little closer so we can get a taste. Okay, I want to show you our closer view of the chicken. Now in this light, you can see the golden color I was talking about. I didn't think you could see it at first. But another way to tell if your chicken is completely done is tear it in half. Just like that. Now you notice how it was easy to tear from that joint. If you have any problem tearing the joints apart, that's not done. Pop that back in the grease. Okay, you see there's no blood. Everything is cooked. Everything is gray. You know what I mean? It's got this beautiful, beautiful caramel. To me, that's caramel crust on it. And you got that without adding buttermilk. I'm going to give this a taste. That's good. It's hot, but that's good. Juicy, crispy, everything's cooked through. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's so easy to do. Let me give one bite. Look at the bone. Sorry, I'm smacking in y'all ear. But see, everything is gray. You don't see no red. Easy peasy. Alright? Now, I'm about to get into my food because I don't want no cold ass chicken. Okay? I like my wings hot. Special shout out to Jody, unapologetically_me_West. I purple you, girl. For sure I do. Much love to you all. I'll see y'all in the next vid. Peace.